Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Dices, and we are here with the NNN show, episode 66. I'm absolutely correct on that one. I made sure, unlike the last episode where I kept on calling it 66 for some reason. Now, I saw something on Twitter that was very interesting about unpopular Nintendo opinions, and I happen to agree with quite a few of them from Hyrule Hero 98 on Twitter. Now, I think a lot of people have opinions about Nintendo, what they should do, what they believe, and if you say it, then people get very, very upset with you. So I will go through some of them that I do agree with. The first one goes, while Kirby games have amazing graphics and can be fun, I find the gameplay extremely repetitive and least favourite Nintendo IPs. I will say that sometimes Kirby games are repetitive, but I still enjoy them and I still have fun. There's still enough differences in it for me to enjoy it. I think Kirby games are fine. I think they're sort of aimed at a younger audience, but people of all ages buy Kirby games because he's very cute. And the last one on the 3DS, the Robots one, which is a very good 3DS game that I played all the way through, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I will somewhat agree with that. What's another one? ARMS is the worst first-party Switch game out right now. Oh, it's a hard one. I think I would have to agree because of the just the quality of the great games out there with Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart, etc., etc. But I do have a soft spot for ARMS. I think there's good potential in the game, but I don't think it was fleshed out. Maybe they should add more than just ARMS boxing or something like that. Maybe the price should have been much cheaper. But I do have a soft spot for ARMS, so I don't quite agree with that. But I will say it is probably on the lowest. Banjo-Kazooie is better than Super Mario 64. Yeah, I'm going to agree. I had a lot more fun with Banjo-Kazooie. I could never really get into Super Mario 64. I respect the game and I understand why it was such a big game changer, but I liked Banjo-Kazooie's storyline. I liked it. It had far more personality. The worlds were more interesting with the characters and things like that and interacting with them. And I found it was just more fun, and the humor in it was fantastic. So yeah, I like it far more than Super Mario 64, and I was very happy that I made that decision to buy the game. What's another one? Twilight Princess is far, far better than Wind Waker. I tried to get into Wind Waker. I played it for a fair while, and it wasn't the oceans and that, but it just really didn't get me very excited. That the whole game, the whole idea about Wind Waker. I think Twilight Princess was more of a mature title. It was sort of the storylines that I enjoyed. It was a little darker. The dungeons were fantastic and superb. And I didn't play a lot of the GameCube titles back during those times. So I think I would agree that Twilight Princess is definitely far better than Wind Waker, I think, in terms of its appeal to me. Pokemon is Nintendo what Call of Duty is to Activision. Both don't innovate unless absolutely required. I will agree that Pokemon has become more of a yearly cycle, and it's a really interesting thing because I know people like Joe, who runs Cerebi.net, will say, well, and many others too will point to the sales of Pokemon and say, well, the Pokemon series is doing fantastic. But man, Pokemon's like cocaine or some sort of drug like Call of Duty or GTA 5. Pretty much everyone buys it regardless of what the quality of the game is going to be like. And I think also too that a lot of people need to, a lot of fans of Nintendo collectathons. They love to collect all the Pokemon. So they're kind of forced to keep buying new Pokemon games so they can keep their collection intact and complete. But I will say that Pokemon games, generally, I've become fatigued from them, especially after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which was pretty much like an enhanced version of the previous one. If they want to make a good game, don't make Sun and Moon and just, wait that extra year and put better content into the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Don't just give us yearly releases and rehashes because of that. Wait for quality. We don't have every 2 years a Zelda game, and then you have like an enhanced version of Breath of the Wild because they couldn't be bothered to wait and do that sort of thing. So yes, Pokemon is stagnant, and it does need some sort of change. Not a radical change, but it does need something to bring a bit more excitement into the world of Pokemon. Nintendo should not turn Virtual Console into a Netflix-style service unless you give the option to buy the game separately. Yes, I agree. I don't really like the subscription model. I like to own my games in case the subscription model on the Switch, if it does happen, gets switched off. Even with the Wii and the Wii U, many years to come, I can keep those games downloaded on my console without fear and worry about, oops, you can't play them anymore because your subscription services run out on that particular console and you have to buy the new console. So I agree with that. Let's have a look. Smash 4 is the best Smash Brothers game out there, and Merlin is outdated and underwhelming outside of the competitive scene. I will agree with it. I enjoyed Smash 4 much better than Merlin. Yes, it's a bit slower, it's not as technical, but I think it's a fantastic game with probably the best roster of video game characters in history, and I got into it more than I did with Merlin, and I think for many others can agree with that too. There's a lot of nostalgia love for the old game and the way it was there, but I think Merlin, that version on the GameCube probably really wasn't a true Smash Brothers game, because originally Smash Brothers was meant to be an easy pick up and play game for people to have fun with. It wasn't meant to be seen as a competitive fighting game, and nowadays it's kind of seen like that more and more, so which is a shame. Like Mario Kart, it's not meant to be seen as ultra competitive. You got the AR rubber banding and you've got all that sort of stuff too. Blue shells, is that fair having blue shells? But it's all part of the fun. Super Mario Sunshine is the worst 3D game around. Yeah, I would say so. I didn't like Super Mario Sunshine. That was another GameCube game that I wasn't too hot on. I didn't like it. I think it was pretty poor compared to the rest. So what other unpopular opinions I have about Nintendo? I don't see the huge appeal in Fire Emblem sometimes. I've tried so hard to get into the game, but I find it's just not that exciting. Maybe I'm not huge on role-playing games compared to Pokemon. I thought the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival was probably the worst Animal Crossing game ever. I know there are some people that, oddly enough, agree, who disagree with that, but I think it was terrible. And what else? I think that's about it. I think that's all my unpopular opinions at this point. I also think that there should be maybe a good spread of ports for the Switch. I feel like there's too many ports at the moment in the first 3 to 6 months of this year. I think that's a little disappointing because all we're getting is Nintendo Labo and the Mario Tennis game. There's a new Kirby game too, but I feel like it's pretty soft compared to even the first 6 months of that March to June period, which was pretty strong for the Switch. So little disappointed in that. So yes, that's my unpopular opinions. What do you think? Do you have some? I'm expected to get an avalanche of dislikes on this video because I bet you people will only watch the first 30 to 60 seconds and just go, oh, you're hating on Nintendo. But, that's the way it is. So that is it for the NNN show. Apart from that, the CT Creativity community forum has opened on my website. So you can go there if you're a Nintendo Ninja News fan and you can talk to me directly, a little easier. And we're looking to do some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe games on the Switch. And we're also talking about other stuff about Nintendo that we can vote on and do some exciting stuff. We're trying to do different things on my website. So, have a good day, do subscribe, and I shall see you next time on Nintendo Ninja News.